Hey guys, and Happy New Year! Hope you guys had a wonderful New Year celebration. We kind of just chilled in here. I got old, I read a book, and I went to bed early because my body cannot do the partying anymore. Anyways, so today we're going to be looking at my Haworthia Maughanii collection, which I actually don't have that many. I do want a few more though, but I think I only have about 7 of them. So let's take a look at them. So this is all the Haworthia Maughanii that I have. I don't have that many. People think I do have a lot more, but I only have 7. 2 non-variegated right here, and the rest of them are variegated. I do like non-variegated sometimes because it breaks up the patterns for the variegated stuff, so it doesn't look all the same. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need that breakup, right, for you to appreciate the plants even more. But yeah, I have 2 non-variegated plants, and 5 of them are variegated. So let's start with this one. This is a Japanese one. This is a Haworthia Maughanii Hisuiryu Jade Dragon. And the reason why I like it, because it looks like it's really big. It's going to grow into a really big plant. And plus also, let me, I think that's better. That's better. Okay, hon. Yeah, this is better. I think that's better lighting. Yeah, it looks really nice, like especially the patterns on top. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, that looks really cool. Like I really like the patterns of the windows on top. It has a nice little green tinge to it. The middle is already recovered, of course, but the outer leaves still needs more time for it to recover. Sometimes it can take quite a while for it to recover and look like it's blooming. Yep, it's blooming on the side. Yeah, my Haworthia blooms all the time, especially indoors. It has optimal temperature, but it still blooms. Sometimes they get pollinated because there's some type of mites going around, but whatever. And then I do plant those seeds, or try to plant the seeds, and we'll see what it comes up, right? Anyways, but I really like this one. If you can get your hands on it, definitely recommends it. It's still very little. It hasn't grown up to be a bigger plant yet. Hopefully it does. And when it does, I think it's going to be very beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so this next one is also another Japanese one. It's a Haworthia Maughanii Shirotae variegated. That looks pretty cool. So less patterny than this one. You see how that's more pattern? That's less patterny like that one. Sometimes, you know what? Like, I know people can tell the patterns, but sometimes I can't tell the patterns at all. So that's probably the reason why I don't collect that many Haworthia Maughanii, because the patterns on top, it's more harder for me to recognize, right? I mean, this could look like that or that. Like it's just almost the same. Like it doesn't look like this one, right? That's totally different, or that one, right? But these 3, almost like the patterns. I know this pattern's just a little bit more, but they almost look very similar. So it's very hard, and people can rename stuff all the time. Ugh. And it's difficult. Anyways, but this is a Haworthia Maughanii Shirotae variegated. Looks very nice. Waiting for it to become bigger. And we'll see where it goes. It hasn't touched the bottom yet. The roots hasn't touched the bottom yet. So waiting for that to go. This is one of the very first Haworthia Maughanii that I bought. It's a Kaenryu Flame Dragon. It's the one I bought in 2023, the very first batch. And it took a long time for it to root. Yeah, I think it took over a year for this one to root itself. It just kept going back and forth. And one of my secret is just putting it into soil. Putting it into soil and then misting it or watering around the bottom here, around the core area, every few nights. So that way it always gets this moisture and the roots comes out quicker. Once it comes out and it's established a nice rooting system, you can replant it into a more gritty mix. But man, this took like a year, I think a year for it to to root. So what I mean by that, so this is a more into gritty mix. And I'll show you this aloe right here. See how that has more soil base? Yeah, that's what I had to do for a lot of the Haworthia that don't really root that fast. Because if you were to water this, you wouldn't see that type of dark dampness that a soil base would have. So I had to put this in more soil base for it to actually root. Once it's finally rooted, great. repot it into a more gritty mix, and yeah, there you go. This is supposed to be like, especially in the summer, it's supposed to be more redder. It's like a fire kind of like thing, but it's in its optimal temperature, and I water it every 2 weeks, so it's not stressed out right now. That's great. Okay, this is a Haworthia Maughanii Yama no Midori, Variegated. And the story behind this, okay, so I bought this one at the very first Maughanii that I got. It was a lot more variegated than this one, but the problem was that the one of my regular buyer, the one that came in for him was rotted away. So I sent him mine. So that way he's a super regular buyer. So I'd send mine to him, and they sent me a replacement. Right, it's less variegated, but that's fine. It's still the same plant, and a lot of the variegation on these things are purely random. So it might become more pure variegated later on. Like I'm always super lucky with variegated plants, where I always keep the shittiest plant, the one with like the less variegation, and it always like comes out like it's like super variegated. So this one's supposed to be really nice. It is rooted until the bottom. Yeah, it's rooted, so it's gonna take more time. It came back in this year too. Okay, this one is called a Haworthia Maughanii Gold Variegated. This is one of the first Maughaniis that I had also, along with this one, right? But the problem with this one was that it was in one of those bigger pots, the taller pots, and unfortunately the root pretty much rotted away. So I had to repot this one, reroot it. And the nice things about the Haworthia collection is that even if you overwater them and the roots starts to rot, the plant doesn't rot itself unless the core itself has rotted by like a fungal infection. The plant, so it's very, very resilient when it comes to that. So and you'll know that when a plant is like, the roots is like going kaput and there's no root left. It's like when you water it and it just starts stressing out even more so. That's when you check on the plant, see how the rooting system is, and if it's bad, you just you clean up the place and you pretty much repot it. So now that it's repotted, it's rerooted. There you go. So this one, when it gets bigger, all these, I'll have to transfer them even into more gritty mix, probably pure akadama. But yeah. You know what? I should make a video on when there's a root rotting problem and show you exactly what I mean by that. Because like I said, these plants are super resilient. Now, unlike like an Echeveria where root rot happens and your whole entire plant's dead. That sucks. Right? Okay, this last one is a Haworthia Maughanii Variegated. Oh, no. Hold on. Oh, yeah, no. It's not the last one. The second last one. And I really like this one because it's a lot different than the rest of these ones. And I think I want a one of the Izunagi or whatever one with it's more pure variegated. But you know what? I'll keep this one because like, look at the side, right? That looks like it's gonna be variegated. Like the pop on the side is gonna be more variegated. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And that side too. But I want more shapes like kind of like this, I think. Yeah, I want another one that looks like this. But that looks pretty cool. Like look at that. And this one looks it's pretty much rooted. And don't worry about that on the side because it's a pop or whatever. But it's not like it's the plants are dead because like, or the roots are dead because the leaves are still really good. So that I really like this one. That looks really cool. It's a lot different than these ones, right? Okay, this last one is called a Haworthia Maughanii Tricolour. Yes, we spell color this way because we are Canadian, right? This one I bought, right? And it came in and the roots started rotting on the bottom because of a fungal infection. And the thing, like I said, these are very resilient plant, right? The thing is that you can scrape off the rotting part, all of it, and a little bit more, wash it, make sure dry it for a week or two. And if the rot doesn't progress, you can repot it and you can pot it and grow it. Look how nice it's looking, right? So these they're very resilient plants. Like that's why I'm more into them than Echeverias and other plants now. Because like after I think 7-8 years of collecting, you kind of like, I love plants. I love all these plants. but I don't want them to keep dying on me when I enjoy them after a year or two. I want them to flourish. You know, I want to see how nice they grow. So that's why I'm more invested in Haworthias, Aloes, Gasterias, Sansevieras. That's the three that I'm more invested. Oh, and agave titanotas. Those are the plants I'm more invested in than, you know, Graptopendulum, Echeverias, you know, all the softer plants. I mean, some of you guys have really good luck on those, but I mean, I kind of do too, but I prefer a more stable type of plant in my collection. And that's about it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys Happy New Year. And I'll probably post an agave Regionate next week, and then we'll go back to the other Haworthias. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Love you. Bye. Mwah. Oh, wait. Let me know which one's your favorite, or which one that you have in your collection of the Maughanias that you think I should buy as well. And I'll see you guys later. Love you. Bye.